Now, like we mentioned in last week's video, we are headed on a cruise. This cruise is going to include a lot of kind of extreme different weather conditions.
Yeah, we're gonna get wet, we're gonna get hot, and everything in between. So we need to pack appropriately. Now, if you did watch last week's video, we got 1,000 or so comments on that video, a lot of questions. We're gonna cover all of those questions in upcoming videos. But one of the questions we got on our Antarctic video cruise, or Antarctic cruise video, was how do we pack?
Right.
So that's what brings us to this.
Right. So we went from extreme conditions, which we're going to be doing somewhat in this this adventure as well. But in our Antarctic one, we went from going from below freezing temperatures to 90-degree temperatures.
Yeah, Antarctica gets cold.
It does
You didn't
get
already
cold,
know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so being that this time we're going to be going to Iceland, we will not be experiencing the same extreme that we did in Antarctica, but we are ending in kind of Caribbean waters. And so we're going to be going once again from extreme to extreme. This is challenging in a carry-on,
Yeah,
and that I think is a lot of people's question.
Right, we're not changing our luggage, we're not changing how we carry our clothing, we're just changing our clothing a little bit.
Yeah, so we are going with our same carry-ons that we have been traveling with now for a long time. This video has nothing to do with the luggage we're carrying or anything about like the products that we have. Yeah. This is really just to show you kind of what we have learned, because we have learned through trial and error of what works and what we need to bring with us.
And I am not changing this time the way I pack from the last time. So I finally, after 4 years, think I have it figured out. But with that said, if you have any better ideas, let us know. The first point we'd like to make is layer, layer, layer. One on top of the other. Don't carry big bulky jackets. Don't carry anything that you might have to set aside for most of the trip. We want things that we can wear the entire time. I may not wear my sweater in the Caribbean, but I'm going to wear it most of the rest of the time.
Yeah, and that is a challenging part of it, is that you kind of look at things and it's like, I really want to bring this, I want to bring that. They all have to intermix with each other. They all have to blend. And the best bet is always just doing that layering. Have those lighter layers. Those are going to work fine in the Caribbean. And then you're going to have maybe a lighter layer that goes over the top of that. And then over the top of that, you might have another heavier layer. It just is the best way to pack, and it's the best way to make it just multi-purpose for all locations. This is also an area where the materials that you are picking for your clothing definitely matters. You want to make sure that you have things that are going to dry fairly quickly. You want to make sure that they are not going to smell really quickly, because you might have access to a wash machine, or you might not have access all the time to a wash machine.
Yeah, one of the questions we got on that video we did last week was, how do you wash your clothes? The cruise line we're going on, I'll let that part out of the bag right now. Princess does have laundry mats on the ship that we use ourselves. So we don't have to worry about that.
Right, and not all cruise lines have that, so that is something that you want to make sure that you are checking. For us, that's a make or break a deal. We want that self-service laundry, and so that is definitely a selling point.
Yeah, so I got dry fit t-shirts that I use mainly when I'm working out. I got 2 of them, they're identical. If one of them's a little bit damp, because I work out hard when I work out, maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I've got 2 of them, just in case, just in case I work out 2 days in a row. That would be crazy, I know, but I've got to do it, because remember, I got to weigh in on camera before we step on that cruise ship. So I've got to work out every day.
Yeah, that is going to be essential for you. But that workout clothes, it's an easy one. But even a lot of your other tops and the button-up shirts and things like that, they're very lightweight, breathable. It's actually amazing to me. He does way better in this area than I do. Some of his stuff,
only area I do better.
Some of his stuff dries within, a couple hours tops. And this is when we have been hand washing or washing it and then hanging to dry. So fortunately on this event, we will be having a washer and a dryer, so we won't have to worry about it. The other one that we are not taking with us this time, because we don't feel it's essential, we're not getting to that cold of climates, is merino wool. Merino wool is one of those things we took with us each, like a quarter zip up. I think you had some socks, or just some of those layers, those base layers for warmth. They don't take up a whole lot of room. They're pretty thin, and they are one of those that you do not have to wash and dry all the time. They don't hold the odor. So that was something that was really helpful for us.
Now, if you're not familiar with merino wool, it's, I mean, can you explain it?
No.
No? Okay. Never mind. I'll edit that part out.
No, I can't really explain it.
So now we're not going to be in cold, wet weather the entire time. So we don't need expensive weather gear for that time of year. If you do feel like you need something expensive, go for it. We don't feel like we do. We kind of downscale our quality because we might end up even throwing it away if we know we're not going to use it for another, say, month and a half of the trip.
One of the areas where we did this in our Antarctic cruise, we both have a very nice down jacket. Mine goes down to a size that's incredibly small, but it's a really good quality one, so it worked fantastic. And you have your down jacket you were able to pack down as well. The areas where we don't worry so much is the scarf, the gloves, the hat. Those things can kind of be bulky. You know, we use a lot of like rubber bands to tighten them up, and you can get them into a small space. But do you really want to carry them around for the next 2 months of your travels or however long you're going to be traveling? So those we kind of consider maybe disposable items a little bit.
We also rewear a lot of our clothes. You might see me in the same shirt 3 days in a row because it still smells okay. And I'm fine with that. I got other shirts. I carry, basically I carry 3 or 4 t-shirts, 3 button-up shirts because I want to look nice when I go for dinner on that, not the formal dinner night. We're not going to go crazy, but we are going to look nice when we go to dinner.
Right. And that rewearing is like, that unfortunately just becomes one of those things when you do want to pack in a very small amount, you do have to rewear, and it can get boring, but that's where those layers come in, and that comes with versatility in what you're picking to pack. Make sure you're packing things that aren't maybe super bold colors and stuff that isn't going to go with everything in your bag. It really has to go with everything so you can mix and match, and that gives you kind of a little variety.
I don't always match. I just do my best.
Okay, so those are a lot of kind of our tips of what we've learned and what gets us to the point of what we put into our bags. So now is the time we're going to show you just what's in our bags. Like we said, this is really coming down to clothing and kind of basic items that we pack in our bag. We're not going through all of our essentials and all of that. So
none of the gadgets.
Brian's
like
going to start,
yeah,
so I'll move my stuff out of the way.
And you're going to see some absolute perfection here in my packing ability.
All right.
I've gotten good at it. Carrie does it a little bit differently than I do, but that's okay. We both have the same suitcases, so it's going to look very similar. We do pack differently. I layer, and I got 2 packing cubes where I layer my items. I got my shirts on one side. I got my bottoms on the other side, including part of my bottoms are my socks and my underwear. 6 pairs of underwear, 6 pairs of socks. 1 pair of swim trunks. How can you go wrong with these, especially on a cruise? You gotta love the flamingos, right? So that's how I do it. I layer. I feel like I can get more in. Carrie feels like, well, she'll explain it to you, but she feels more organized doing it the way she does it. So these are the dry fit shirts that I use. They're just t-shirts. They're dry fit. They smell great right now because
they're clean
Carrie
right
just
now.
washed them all. But just wait. This is a
I just want to point out a little theme going on here. You've got like 2.
Blue. I do a lot of blue. I do a lot of blue. I intentionally buy other things besides blue nowadays that I'm an adult because I just like blue.
Now that you're
Carrie's
adult.
blue eyes. So this is just another same brand, same
That's
lightweight.
a long sleeve though.
Long sleeve.
Yeah.
These are the greenish blue shirts that I wear. They're comfortable. They're great. This is the one I bought because I didn't want to buy blue. It's a little bit orange for me. But,
this one looks great on his tanned skin.
Well, yeah. I suppose so. And the shirts, you've seen me, if you've watched our videos, you've seen these shirts before. They're all in our videos. But, you know, when we go out for dinner night and I want to look classy, that's as classy as it gets.
Well, and the beauty of those is like you can look classy when you dress it up with a nice pair of pants, but you can also look casual putting shorts on and for a day out when we're just exploring. And so that's kind of what we're talking about is you want to make sure that you're really making sure everything is very versatile and can just mix and match.
Mix and match. And that was a great segue for shorts and pants because I'm taking one pair of shorts. That's all I feel like I need. I got a pair of not blue workout shorts.
For all those days.
For all those days I'm going to be working out those cookies and margaritas. So one pair of those. The pants I got two of these bad boys. And the reason why I have two of them is because I really like them.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm a 32 and these have an elastic waistband. So when I'm at 34, after the cruise, they'll still fit. They're also good for the airplane because they stretch in all the cool places you'd like for them to stretch.
Yes,
I really like them.
And you're wearing a pair right now.
I'm wearing a pair, and neither pair are blue. One's olive green, and these are the others. So those are my clothes that I'm obviously going to have to refold. Carrie will be much better at this. My shoes. Pair of my feet that are my athletic workout running walking shoes. I got my Hey Dudes that will slip on my feet real easy when I want to go up and grab breakfast.
That is one thing that we would say is that you would want a pair of slip-on shoes on a cruise. Something that's just easy, that you're not having to tie.
I tie my shoes?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Comfy.
Walking around shoes, leather, so they're kind of waterproof. Electronics, we've downsized our electronics, so it's much easier. This isn't completely full right now because we're shooting a video. And because I downsized, now I can use this one for all my vitamins because I need vitamins. So,
Gotta stay healthy.
you know, and this is the rain jacket that would not condense down very well, so I just layered the bottom of my suitcase with it, and it worked great. I thought this was genius. This is the genius part that I was talking about when I started showing you this. You might all be thinking, there's nothing genius here, Brian. We all do this. This part, I think, is genius. I don't think any of you have ever done this. I think this is my idea.
Make use of every nook and cranny.
You know it. So that's the way I've learned to pack. I've done it twice this way now.
Yeah.
And I like it. The packing cubes I didn't used to do, now I do. And I think they just keep me a little bit more organized.
Now, what about your carry-on bag?
My carry-on bag.
Well, this is a carry-on, but we also have our under-seat bag, our personal bags that we take. We have to take full advantage of every bag that we have with us. Sorry if the camera's shaking. We're kind of
heavy. So this, now I am taking hats this time for a couple reasons. It might rain. You notice this one's blue. And that also protects my forehead.
Yeah. You get some of those.
I get those old
spots.
man sunspots that I got to keep my forehead protected at all times. Now, on the airplane, you're going to want a sweatshirt. This is part of the layering program I was talking about earlier. Layer this with this over the top.
So this is your outfit you're going to wear on the plane.
This is what I'm going to wear on the plane,
Got
yes,
you.
but it's also part of staying warm and dry. This has a hood on it. It's a zip-up jacket, lightweight. I put that raincoat over the top of it, pull the hood up, put the hat on. I'm good to go. A pair of sweatpants, just in case. My sundry items. Now, this is the way I've always done it because we've always done carry-on. We might check a bag this time.
Yeah, we're unsure on that one.
We're unsure on that one. If we check a bag, these might go in the suitcase.
The only reason we would check a bag is because it's included, and so we may choose to check a bag.
We may choose to check a bag.
But we're still taking the same amount of stuff.
Yep, same amount of stuff. Now, these are the vitamins I was talking about. I got some extras, and I'm contemplating putting those other vitamins in their original bottles, just in case customs gives me a hard time, like, what are these? Well, read the bottle. I wouldn't say that.
I'll show you my technique in a few
She has a different technique that if she ever gets stopped at customs, I might have to do some quick talking for her. We'll see. So that's it. That's the way I do it. And I'm sticking to it. Try and change my mind. Try and change my mind. See if you have a better idea.
If you have a better. Okay, so move on to what I got here. All right. Oh, I need somewhere to set my stuff.
Oh. Sorry.
Well, we can kind of go this way and I'll go across to the other side. Okay, so same thing. I have the packing cubes that I use mainly because the way I do it is I have one cube that is going to be my bottoms. I have one cube that is my tops, and I have one cube that is my undergarments and like a swimsuit. And so if it can fit in this area, it gets to go with me. That's kind of my general rule of thumb. Okay, so I do pack more than Brian. I'm a girl.
Shocker.
I'm a girl, and I just take more things. So, but I do have kind of try and stay within reason. Okay, so for traveling, once again, we're going on a cruise. It can become a little bit challenging. You want to make sure that you are taking some things that you can go to the dining room if you want to. We're not real formal people, so it doesn't have to dress up crazy, but it does need to look presentable.
You want to look nice.
Yeah. So I have two skirts. I have one's a long skirt, and then I have one that is just a shorter wrap skirt. Okay. And
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
You're also going to see a theme in her color choice as well.
Yeah, I try and get away from it, but black is just my color of choice. But now I'm bringing a lot of gray in. So
well, black and blue.
Yeah, and so anyway, so a couple skirts, and those will mix and match, and you'll see with a lot that I have going on. I've got then, I'm all about comfort, so I have a lot of kind of like athletic style pants, but they can look nice with things that you layer them with. So I have, once again, a couple of those. This crop pair, this is a jogger set. Another pair of athletic style pants, pair of jeans.
I didn't even own jeans.
So those are my pants. Other than I do have also an athletic pair of pants for working out and a pair of shorts for working out. Like Brian said, when you're only washing your clothes every few days, maybe every 4 days on the ship, you're going to want extra changes because especially for workout gear, you're going to get sweaty. And then I'm just bringing one pair of shorts. So that kind of covers my pants. Then I'm going to I have for athletic shirts, I bring 3, I sweat a lot apparently. So I've got 3 of those. I've got 3 t-shirts. Once again, all of these, when you see color choices, white, because my skirts are black, you can mix and match all these t-shirts with those. So there's reason to my madness. Okay, and then I am bringing one just more nicer shirt that I can wear blue. If we are going. It is light blue. You like that?
I like that.
And then I have a couple tank tops to wear. Okay, so that covers that part. Now, I pack a lot more over shirts and things like that because I think that's where you can mix up an outfit a lot, especially for a girl. So I do have like a long cardigan sweater that will go with pretty much every single thing that I have in here. I have something that doesn't at all fit into our like light, dries fast category, but that's okay. It's just a sweatshirt.
Big
I do have
cotton
that.
sweatshirt.
A big heavy cotton sweatshirt. We have a dryer on this one.
Doesn't dry quick. It takes up a lot of room.
It won't go to places where we have to wash and hang to dry. But I really like this, so that's going to be really cozy on the cruise. And then once again, and I'm not even going to get into this one, this is underwear and it is a swimsuit and bras. And, you know, once again, I think you said how many pairs of underwear do you take?
6.
Yeah, I take way too many. I probably have like 10 or 12 pairs in here. But you know what? They don't take up much room. So I have all those in there. Now, Brian says he's got his jacket. So my jacket is also down to here. There's these little areas here where the handle comes out. So it kind of leaves this groove. I just fold it up like this, and it fits right down into one of those grooves, and then it takes up no extra room to have your jacket in there.
I don't fold mine at all.
Just put it out there. And it probably worked just fine like that too. Well, it obviously does for you, but once again, you have less clothes than I do. Okay, so now on to the other side here. Okay, first we'll start with shoes. I'm taking 4 pairs of shoes. I was glad to hear Brian was taking 3. It made me feel less.
Yeah, I was only going to take 2. I was only going to take 2.
But the beauty is my shoes, I have 3 pairs that fit into this bag here. And so once again, I kind of like, if I can fit my shoes in here, they can go with me.
Well, full disclosure, I was going to take 2, and then I found those Hey Dudes that I had forgotten about under my parents' bed.
Which you would have really liked to have in Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I really would have liked to have had them. I was going to buy myself a new pair because I forgot I even had them.
Yeah.
So I found them, and they went in my bag.
So in here, what I have,
excited.
you were.
Yeah.
One way that I make them condense down really easily is if you put a pair of, first off, these are my running shoes, and they're just a Nike pair of light shoes, and they're wonderful. You have one that are very similar to these, or you used to. And I have the rubber band around them. It holds them tight. obviously my pair of Birkenstocks, and then I have a pair of Converse because I want some other kind of just casual shoe that I can and walk around when we're on excursion or going off the ship. So, and then on my feet are my other pair of Birkenstocks. Yes, I know I'm taking 2 pairs of Birkenstocks. I always do. I like a black pair and I like a brown pair, and that's just who I am. So get over it.
Don't argue about it.
Don't argue about it. And they fit into my little compartment here. So anyway, so there's that. Now, when Brian was talking about his vitamins and stuff like that, I take a lot of different supplements, and what I found, I did this for our last leg and it was so nice, is that I package each one of them with all of my daily supplements in one of these little bags. These little baggies are seriously like $6 for 200 of them online. They're incredibly inexpensive. And then what I do is I'd have a list of exactly, this is what I read online that you can do to help with TSA if they give you any trouble, and it has exactly what I'm taking and what it's for. And that way they can see exactly what's in every bag.
That's way too organized for me.
But the thing is when I have 60 of them in here, they take up a whole heck of a lot less than carrying all the bottles I would need to carry. To take on there. So this to me is the great way to do it. Obviously have my just liquid essential, like just bathroom stuff in here. I am taking my little packable blow dryer. I know they have a blow dryer on the ship, but they're the kind that are attached with that weird thing to the wall, and it's really a pain to use, so I'm not doing that. The other thing we have is our packable backpacks.
Yeah. I got one too.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't show that. We have our packable backpacks. These are so perfect. Brian's pack's down a little bit smaller than mine.
I don't know where it's at.
And, well, we used them just the other day, so there might be, who knows. Anyways, and so these are really great and just multi-purpose. If you're going off the ship, they fit into my bag that I take. So they'll fit into this little side pouch that I have. And if you do buy anything while you're off the ship, you have this bag. And so it's really kind of convenient to take. Okay, and then I take 2 different purses. I like to have one that I feel like it looks like a little bit nicer, and then I have my one that I travel in or carry during the day, and like if we're at the airport and whatnot. I have a jewelry bag, I have an essential bag. I just kind of have a little bit of everything. This is my bag that fits everything that if Brian goes, hey, you wouldn't happen to have one of those, would you?
Do you have any more Q-tips?
That's exactly, there's Q-tips right there. But this is like a needle thread, every kind of little thing that you may think of that you might need to come up with, some Band-Aids, things like that. Okay, so that kind of covers what's in my bag.
I think you can see the difference between men and women. I do have like this little pouch here. This goes on the airplane with me behind the seat. It's got my headphones, my, anything I might think I need while on the airplane. I'll throw some snacks in there. My phone will go in there. Last thing you want to do is leave your phone in that little tucked pouch behind the seat in front of you. So there are some things that I do. Yeah, get that stuff out of the way, lady.
Okay, and then the other advice that I would really highly give you is whatever you're wearing on the airplane needs to be the biggest items that you have that you're taking on the trip with you. So this never packs down light. This is my jean jacket. This is one of those layering things I'm talking to you about. Like you can mix this with a pair of joggers, you can whatever, and it's gonna just look nicer to go somewhere, a skirt, whatever. This is another hooded sweatshirt. This goes under that, so you can wear them all in one day. They don't have to go into your luggage. And then I just have the pants and everything that I'll be wearing onto the flight. Okay, so here is now my backpack.
Man, I thought we were done.
I know, it just keeps going. There's not much in here. This is really small. This is my essential bag, everything beside. I've got my makeup bag, and then one more jacket that I know, the layers. I told you I was going to take a lot of layers.
Where are you going, Antarctica?
Ahead, put it in the comments. But you know what? It's just, you can take a sweater, you can take something like a jacket that looks a little bit nicer and makes you just feel put together a little bit more. And a hat. So yeah, that's kind of that. So, and then my laptop and everything fits in here, but that just goes into the back of there. So
yeah, I was going to point that out.
Take that off because it's really in the way.
We've gotten some comments in the past, well, I didn't see you pack any pajamas. Well, I haven't worn pajamas since 3rd grade, so I don't pack pajamas. What about sunglasses and a suntan screen and stuff like that? that all goes in the backpack or into our sundry item bags where there's plenty of room. So we're not going to go through every gadget here.
No.
This is the basics. This is the clothing part of it, which I really believe you're most interested in anyway.
Yeah. So kind of our final tip for you is we can pretty much guarantee you will always pack more than what you're going to need. There is almost always, even you, there is almost always something extra in your bag that you cart around for 3 months and don't put on. So when in question, kind of go less is more. That would kind of be our advice. It's a hard thing to do because you do never fails. Hey, my rule is as long as I can shut my suitcase without sitting on it, I'm good. You're not gonna have enough?
My tip is if you didn't bring it or you forgot it or you need it, you can buy it wherever you're going. You're not going to the Sahara Desert. You're going to places where you can pick things up.
Good point.
So just
like
remind yourself of that too, Carrie.
Okay, so if you're interested in any of the essential items that we do carry, or maybe our packing list of in general, kind of what we usually just rule of thumb take with us on the road, the links to those lists are down below, so check those out. And
those are free.
Those are free, yeah. And like we said, we've got, we're excited. We're starting this packing up and heading out pretty soon for a cruise.
We got less than a week. No, we have a week from the time we release this video until the time we leave. So we want to hear, it's not too late for us. If you've got a grand idea, let us know. So with all that, hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully it was entertaining. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up. If you want to see our cruise series coming up, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. We'll see you next time. Cheers.